Hello, I'm RJ City, and you are listening to the MonsterCast. You're going to talk about Bela Lugosi. They're going to talk about Lon Chaney Jr. be so sad, holding his hat, saying, "Please put me in this room and don't unlock the door." And you can't do any better than the Dahl brothers. Jack and Ryan, they're brothers, but they're also bros. What? Pardon? Wrestling. Well, who the hell wants to talk about wrestling? These are horror movies. It's a deep genre. It's a smart genre. Fantastic actors. Fantastic cinematography. Wrestling is just sweating and fireworks and bouncy ropes. There's nothing to how you talk about that every week. All right. Let's see them try. Take it away, you crazy dolls.
Jesus fuck my fucking ass. What the fuck? Please shut up.
No. Look, Master Watto is a
shut
champion.
up.
You're gonna put some
Stop
respect on his
fucking
name
saying
now.
Master Watto on this fucking show.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Co-Champion.
What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful here. You're watching the MonsterCast with Jack and Ryan. A big shout out to those fellas. Good people. Check them out.
Oh my god, what is this?
It looks like a
making
TV.
The New Japan titles. They need to stop making
It looks
titles.
like a TV, bro. They took it too literally. That's the problem.
They should have just turned it into a TV. I would have been more impressed.
That would have been cooler.
Put some
Make
antennas
it-
on the top.
No, just make it like a digital title. Like you could display whatever you want on the digital.
Oh, like an
title.
LCD screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then have
That'd be
the
sick as
picture
fuck.
of the person that's the champ. That'd be so good.
Oh fuck.
That'd be worth it.
Wrestling podcast. How fucking original.
Jake and Brian. Brandon Cutler here from AEW, and I hope you guys have an awesome podcast with the MonsterCast. What was that? Your name is Jack and Ryan? Shut up, Jack and Ryan.
Tell me who you would sign first.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
No, not overall, genius. Between the two goddamn examples I'm about to give you.
Master Wada.
Killer Cross or Dominic Dijakovic, who are you signing first?
Killer Cross. 100%.
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
Wrong! That
No,
answer is
I would.
wrong.
I would.
Oh
Killer
my god.
You don't know shit! Your opinions suck!
I guess I mean, you're welcome.
Fuck,
See,
I'll boo it.
I don't think I've ever said boo.
I will.
That's so stupid.
I'll do it. Boo! You don't actually say the word because that's why it sounds weird. You gotta, it's like more like a note. Boo! You don't fucking actually say boo. Boo! 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 You don't turn it into a fucking chant. You actually have to.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that at Forbidden
You
Doors.
start a boo chant. Boo! 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 Boo!
Here's your hosts of the MonsterCast, the Straight Edge Monster Jack and Ryan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MonsterCast. I'm your host, the Straight Edge Monster Jack. That's Ryan Rockwell, rocking the stash very well. I'm actually growing out the beard for this is the longest I've had it in a while, actually. So we got some new facial hairs. We need to probably be updating the graphics at the bottom. Yeah.
We're changing it up. So I got one of those new there's like a brawn trimmer thing with a little dial to adjust the guard length as opposed to switching every little fucking plastic clip. And I thought 5 would like be kind of long, but it's not that long. So I went and I was like, fuck, that's like real short. Like way short I meant for it to be. Thought 5 would be kind of big. And then I was like, all right, well, I've been playing Red Dead 2 a lot lately. And I used to do this with Arthur Morgan's hair. I was like, all right, let's see how that looks for a little bit. I just kind of left it. So there you go.
I will say,
Still
let me get the.
But for all the doubters that are always like, oh, you probably just grow a real big beard because you don't have a chin or a jaw.
I don't have a chin or a jaw, so that's one of the reasons why I keep mine I do like to shave it every now and then, but I got all those new beard oils, and I wanted to try them, and I was like, well, I got the perfect scenario of, hey, I want to try some beard oils, and then of course, first day of fall's now just passed, or today rather, so it's about to start getting cold anyway, so fuck it, might as well grow it out a little bit. Hockey season, football season, those are Movember coming up as well, like a lot of shit where people just grow out their facial hair. So I'm like, let's see what happens. So that's what I got going on. All right, let's start off the show. Obviously, Pro Wrestling Illustrated came out with their top 500 list. I think this is our 5th year doing our show. And I think we've really only agreed with the top 10 once.
Ain't gonna be this year.
It's not this year. It's not this year. Spoiler alert. It ain't this year either. In fact, this year we've had some egregious top 10s. I won't say the top 10 necessarily, like the people in the top 10 are egregious. I remember that one year that Moxley was overwhelmingly number one, and then he wasn't number one, and it pissed off everybody. That was probably the
They had,
worst.
like 7 or something.
That was probably
That
the
was
worst
crazy.
out of the 5 years that we've been doing this show. That was the worst, most egregious miss on the number one. Do I think Swerve deserved it over Cody? Yes. Do I understand why Cody was number one instead of Swerve? Yes. But based off their own criteria that we go over every year, the criteria, it contradicts itself. So you can never really have a legit, even if you're doing top 10, not even top 500, take 500 out of it. Because the further you go down, the more egregious the list gets, really. Honestly, if we're being real with you. We got the Costco guy is like in the top 200 or whatever. Like, huh?
I don't think that's true. That can't be true.
Dude, Big Justice is in there. I don't remember what his exact number is. He's 2-something, I believe. I guess that would be top 300, but you got what I'm saying.
I think that was a Photoshop.
Dude, it's not a Photoshop. Look for Big Justice. I think that's his name.
There's only one Justice in the whole list. It's Matthew Justice at 397 AM.
Disagree. That is him.
No, it's not.
Hold on.
Matthew Justice is like a long-haired, normal-looking dude.
PWI.
I'm
500.
literally looking at it right now.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You can.
I'm looking at a Photoshop.
You can look at it.
I know I can look at it. I'm telling you, you're looking at a Photoshop. But yeah, no, like fucking Brody King not in there at all. That's weird. Considering some of the people that did make it and haven't done shit all year.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about in our text messages the Pac situation, right? That I was super pissed off about Pac being 112.
Yeah.
Pac being 112 and Brody King not even being in it is even worse because at least Brody King wrestled way more than Pac did.
Yeah.
Okay, so the criteria is like quality of opponent, right? That's one of them.
And their wins in kayfabe.
Yes, win-loss record, championships won, quality of competition, major feuds, prominence within a wrestler's promotion, which means AEW and WWE would be, and New Japan would count higher than NWA, TNA, because the promotion is bigger.
Well, no, prominence within your promotion to me
is how much you're pushed in that promotion.
In that promotion, but it doesn't matter how big the promotion is, I don't think.
Okay, well, even if, that's fine, whatever. And then overall a wrestling ability. So everything's kayfabe until you get to overall wrestling ability. But if you're being fucking positioned to lose, how can you really tell how good someone is for their wrestling ability? You could be a really good fucking wrestler. You could be Dean Malenko out there, but if you're losing the matches, like we had this conversation about Tony Nese not that long ago, right?
Yeah.
Tony Nese is losing every fucking match. He's not prominent within his own wrestling promotion. He's not in major feuds. He's not quality. His quality of competition is him putting over other people all the time. Championships 1, 0. Win-loss record, terrible. But his overall wrestling ability, how can you fucking judge that if he's got all the other shit going against him?
Well, here's the crazy thing. Has Tony Nese won a match like this year?
Fuck if I know. Is he on the list?
He's 479 and Brody King's not on it.
Yeah. I mean, really, we're just. I mean, you're making my points for me. I
know.
I
Don't make me
I know
fucking
you
think.
are. I mean, you're not arguing against me, but yeah, you're literally making my points for me. That doesn't make any sense. For Brody King to not be on this list is atrocious.
Outrageous.
Now, the Pac thing that I got mad about was because they have fucking Colby Carino from NWA at 105.
Maybe he's more
Colby
prominent.
Carino is not prominent within his promotion.
I know.
The promotion is NWA. Okay? So he doesn't have it. What's his major feud? What's his championships won? What's his win-loss
Over
record?
the last year, I couldn't tell you.
You can't tell me his overall wrestling ability is what catapulted him over Pac when Pac is considered top 5.
Pac is my top 3, and it ain't 3. I mean, as far as the top 10, though,
I'm pretty much done with the list this year. I'm pretty much overall, like, year to year, I'm done with this list. So, like I said, the further you go down, the worse it is. So
yeah, the top 10 at least this year wasn't the worst thing on earth.
No, the top 10.
I don't know. I mean, Naito. We talked about Naito.
No, I don't like Naito being up there at all.
You said you don't like Naito being in there, but I was like, well, he did win the G1 and he did win the WGB Championship twice, technically.
Okay, you're only okay. That's championships won, right? Because we're counting G1, yes, as a championship one because it's a major thing. Yeah, quality opponents, sure. But then you get down to overall wrestling ability. He's been phoning it in all fucking year.
He's look. Let that man wear a T-shirt.
Okay? He phoned it in all year.
Look, I went to Forbidden Door. I saw him do it.
He phoned it in.
He did.
It was the worst match on the card.
It was the worst match on the card, and it wasn't because of Jon Moxley. But you know, there's a couple people over there that probably need to wrap it up, but they don't really have the names to slot into those spots. Who they've got Zack Sabre Jr. and Yoda. That's pretty much it. As far as guys that they can put at the top of the card and it not seem weird, right? So, because it ain't gonna be fucking David Finlay.
Yeah, you're not high on David Finlay. I noticed that the last year and a half. David Finlay is on the list though.
Should put Master Wato over there.
Is Master Wato on the list?
I was about to look that up.
If Master Wato is higher than Brody King, I'm gonna be fucking.
Yeah, Master Wato is 388.
Oh, that's way down. I'll give him that. He can have 388.
He's not on the list. I was just gonna see if he.
Oh, he's not on it at all. Colby Carino is on there over Master Wato and Brody King. And I'm not only picking on Colby Carino because he's so high on the list for where he should be. 105 over Pac, over Wato and Brody, who's not on the list. I mean, there's other people I could pick on. I'm just going to him because that's what I've got, you know, in front of my face right now. There's other people. Luke Jacobs is 123. Luke Jacobs. Can you tell me one Luke Jacobs match that what promotion is he prominent in? What major feud has he had? There's no way he's higher than Brody King, dude.
Colby Carino's up there for all these SHP matches, and
yeah, but he's an NWA guy. I assume. I mean, if they're going to try to make an argument against their own criteria, it would be the NWA that he's prominent within the wrestler promotion because that's what he's in. That's his major.
He's losing all the fucking time. Oh my god.
Yeah. No shit.
And
who's he losing to? He lost to who?
No, he beat Yabo the Clown.
Okay, but that's quality of competition. That's really high up there, isn't it?
He lost to Joe Alonzo.
Oh my God. People hate Joe Alonzo. So losing to Joe Alonzo is not great.
He lost to EC3.
It doesn't even matter. No shit. It doesn't matter what the evaluation period is anymore. Like it used to be. It used to be that was our main gripe about this list is because of the evaluation period. It's like, oh man, it's so hard to remember that fucking time frame. What happened within that year because that's not the year. I always argue it should be January 1st to December 31st. I don't give a fuck what it's been in the past. Just change it. You can change it whenever the fuck you want. Just change it to make it make sense so it's easier for fans to remember in a calendar year because you have one of this pay-per-view, one of this pay-per-view every fucking year, right? Now it's to the point where it doesn't even matter about that because the list is so fucking bad.
I wonder if that's part of the reason that Pac is so low too is because they're like, well, he wasn't around till March or.
But who was? Brody King was.
Brody King
I'm
was,
saying Brody
yeah.
King should be higher than Pac if that was your argument that Pac didn't have a lot of matches, because House of Black is prominent every fucking time they have a match.
Yeah.
They're always
Buddy
in a
Matthews ain't
feud.
on there either.
They're about to be in a feud with the fucking Righteous right now. They don't. Though that's one good thing about House of Black is, yeah, everybody complains about, oh, Malachi never takes the pin or doesn't want to lose, which I think is all bullshit anyway, by the way.
He took the pin against Copeland.
Fucking
Hikuleo's on here.
Wait. The cage match you're talking about when Edge got hurt?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he took the pin. I think the ref stopped it. Yeah? Can you look that up right quick? What pay-per-view was that again?
Oh, submission, apparently.
Submission.
So, yeah.
No, but he didn't tap out, though. He did the pass-out thing, which is what people were saying. He got protected, basically.
Not really.
Which is true, because that's how I wanted Swerve to lose the title to Danielson. I wanted him to not tap out, but he ended up tapping out.
No, I like that. I thought that was...
No, I liked it as soon as the announcers made it a big point that Swerve's never tapped out his whole AEW career or whatever. So I thought that was cool. That made it better, because you put an emphasis on it. Having him just tap out for no reason and then not building off of it immediately on commentary would have been terrible. So him passing out would have made him look even more badass, just because we know how much shit he's gone through before where he dusts the shit off. He dusts off the fucking Psycho Knee in that match. He dusts off fucking getting destroyed by fucking Staples. You know what I'm saying? Like him passing out would have made sense as well.
Why is Seth Rollins so high?
Seth Rollins is high because I assume this was a time where most of this year he had the title before he dropped it.
I guess. But...
To Drew, right? Didn't he lose it to Drew, and then Drew immediately lost it to Damian because of CM Punk, right? Yeah.
At Money in the Bank or whatever. Yeah.
So I don't have I don't know if he should be 4. He definitely. I mean, if you're gonna put Naito 5, he should be 4.
But MJF gone most of the time too. Like, why is he?
Yeah, I don't know what the MJF. See, that's why I don't like the time frame. I don't like the time frame.
He was gone from December through fucking June. So what are we?
But see, the thing with Gunther, I love Gunther, but the thing with him is, yes, you have the huge IC title reign, right? And I assume that this cut off before he got the world title. So he's got an impeccable win-loss record. He's got the IC title reign. You can't have championships won if you never lost the title that you have, right? But the quality of competition and quote-unquote major feuds is, I think, what kills Gunther.
I don't know that I would have him below MJF. MJF.
No, I don't think the quality of competition and the major feuds is enough to take him down that low when look at everything else, how high he is in it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So do they have a list of the criteria of which one is the most important? Is win-loss record the most important because it's at the top?
Got to be some kind of weighting to it.
And then overall wrestling ability is the lowest because maybe they thought the same thing I said at the beginning of the show. Where like, how the fuck can you judge that when if they're being positioned to lose on purpose and to put other people over, clearly they're not going to show you what they can do. There's a video out there right now of fucking Liv Morgan going balls to the wall, and everybody's like, oh, why don't they let her wrestle like this? She's a fucking heel. And she gets beat up by Rhea Ripley. So it doesn't, just because that's the way they wrestle on TV doesn't mean their wrestling ability is bad. You have the argument all the time with me about Hogan in Japan, yes?
That he wasn't that good?
When I say he's not that good, and then you say, hey, well, he was good in Japan.
Oh, but I don't like Hogan.
No, I don't. I'm not saying you like him. I'm just saying I'm using that as a prime example of, hey, a person could be a lot better wrestler than people are giving him credit for. So are you basing the wrestling ability based off of what you've seen? Because that's kind of a slight to somebody. That's kind of fucked up to somebody, though. Like, you'd be like, nah, you fucking suck at wrestling.
It might be why Naito's there. It's like, we've seen Naito do good before.
No. I mean, see what you've seen in that year, not based off of past years. No. Not giving him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, no, he just sucks this year. Or he's got the Okada thing where it's like, oh, no, Okada's not trying this year type deal.
Yeah. Pants Okada.
Yeah, Pants Okada.
Bitch.
I'm going to chill Okada. He should have been Pants Okada this whole run with the heel, honestly. Even though he's having good matches, it would have been funny.
Damn, I
So,
wish
yeah.
my wallet was closer. I got some of them Okada bucks at fucking Forbidden Door.
Oh, you keep them in your wallet? I got a new wallet coming that I ordered. I spent $50 on a new wallet. It's fucking stupid, but whatever.
No,
I have to get the girl wallets. I have to get the girl wallets that have the old school girl wallets, the ones that have a
long ones?
shit ton. Yes, and they have a shit ton of card things because I have a shit ton of cards.
Yeah.
And I have one, but it's fucking. I've had it for like 5-6 years, maybe longer, and it's like a Disney villain one, and it's cool. I got it on sale like Hot Topic. It was like super clearance, like $5, so I grabbed it, and I love it. But now they don't really make that style anymore. But then I got a thing on Loungefly. I got an email from Loungefly, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got a sale going on." I mean, the thing I bought was only 10% off. My thing was only 10% off, but it was one of the things was a wallet, and it was the same style or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, I got to have this because it is literally the books. It looks like books on a shelf, but it's all the Universal monsters. So the books of them, and it even looks like the books on the backside too." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty sick." So I'll be upgrading my wallet here shortly.
I have one of those girl wallets in plain black. It's a Kate Spade, just like regular rectangle. I don't use it, but
I mean, I got all my pants are huge pockets, so it's not like they won't fit in my pockets. You know, like it works out for me.
that's why I don't use it. It's just too fucking. What am I gonna do with that? It's too long.
It's about as long as my phone. My wallet was about as long as my phone.
This one's like it's like dollar bill length because it was those are the old ones that I'm talking about. The ones I'm thinking about. They were originally meant to also hold a checkbook.
Yes, this is kind of like that, but it doesn't have. I mean, you could technically, theoretically, put a checkbook in there, but they clearly made it with the modern aspect of, hey, no one really does checks. Yeah, nobody does checks. Nobody at Hot Topic is writing checks. You know what I'm saying? So I assume that was what they went with there. Okay, so I don't have a problem with Mystico being in the top 10. Samoa Joe, I assume this is okay. So Samoa Joe is 11. This has to be when he was even world champion. Yes.
Well, yeah, because I got MJF. So it was Samoa Joe for the first half and MJF for the next. Well, actually, I don't know.
It would be Swerve. Swerve beat Samoa Joe.
MJF was gone for 6 months.
Yeah. So you got the evaluation period says August 1st, 2023. Can you look up the August pay-per-view in 2023 for AEW so we get an idea who the champion was at that time? Because if it wasn't Samoa Joe and Swerve already had it, then I don't know why Joe would be so high.
August is all in. So is MJF and Cole.
Of 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it is counting all the entire Samoa Joe run then, yes? July 31st, 2024.
Yeah, so why the fuck is MJF so high?
Well, MJF still had the title after he beat Adam Cole.
Yeah, but then he's been out since December.
No, but I'm saying if it's all in 2023, he still hadn't figured out who the fuck the devil was either.
I understand that, but I'm saying
so okay, so you got the championships won, right? You got the win-loss record he was winning. The quality of competition was high. He had a major feud because he was doing the fucking whole devil thing that was like their major fucking feud at the time. And he was prominence within a wrestler's promotion. So yeah, he should be that high.
I don't think so. I think when you're out for half of the evaluation period, you can't say that he's higher than like Moxley. That's crazy. Moxley was fucking IWGP champion.
Sorta. Not really, dude. Not really.
What do you mean, sorta?
Not really. Who was he fighting when he had to defend that title? Shota and Evil. Like, come on, man.
Takeshita?
He didn't actually defend it against it. It was an eliminator match. I told you he wasn't going to win. It wasn't for the title.
As higher competition, better match.
Whatever. Takeshi's not even in New Japan. So two dudes that aren't even in New Japan fought for the New Japan. A chance to fight for the New Japan Championship that was already held by one of the people. No.
The PWI criteria isn't what's on the line.
Championships won. Quality of competition. Major feuds. Dude, Moxley, I'm not going to argue that Moxley should have. They're one fucking space away. I'm not arguing that MJF should be lower than Moxley on this list. Sorry.
I will.
You can all you want, buddy, but it's not happening.
I'll take the courageous position since some people.
Courageous hell. If we want to argue something, why is Damian Priest 6th during that time frame? If that's the time frame.
He was tag champions with Balor.
He didn't win the fucking title till WrestleMania 2024.
Yeah. So?
Okay, this started in August of 2023.
Which means it goes to August of 2024. So
No,
he had
it goes to
for-
July 31st. But still.
yeah, what's
Okay,
the
but he
next
only
day
had the
after that?
title for like 3 months, and he didn't do shit in Judgment Day except lose all the time. He is prominent within the company, I'll give you that, because the motherfucker had 8 segments every Raw. That was the running joke online. Every time somebody came out there, somebody was gonna fucking get interrupted by Judgment Day music.
Where's Rhea Ripley on here?
That's a great question, because sometimes they've been putting women on here, right? Did they put any women on here this time?
I saw your rec was on there.
Oh, nice. Max
Yeah,
the
Sawyer
Impaler
Wreck
is
is-
54, which not a
Sawyer
woman,
Wreck
by
is
the way. They
400. Well, okay. So is this supposed to be like
the
men
Sawyer Wreck
and
identify as
non-binary?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking, because I don't think Sawyer Wreck is a she.
No, it says on her Twitter, it's she, her.
Oh, okay, my bad. Well, that's my fault
So-
then. I must have been thinking about somebody
So
else.
What the fuck do we have no Rhea Ripley in here for if we're adding women now?
Max the Impaler's 54.
Yeah. Okay.
Max the Impaler is ahead of Randy Orton and AJ Styles and Claudio and Kevin Owens and Jack Perry. Like,
And Brody King.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy Max's work, but it's the
Holy
NWA.
shit.
And
you know
I
what's gonna make you realize this list is bullshit? If you don't already.
yeah, that one. David Finley at
No,
49.
No. 388. 388.
388.
So,
I'm scrolling.
higher
I'm scrolling. I'm
higher than
scrolling. I'm
Brody
scrolling.
King. Higher than Brody King, by the way.
388 is Zavant?
No.
You said
sorry.
388.
368. I don't have my
God
glasses
damn it,
on.
guy. I was going to say Lexus King when I was scrolling to get to 388, asshole. I almost said it, and I was like, no, that's not it. 388.
Yeah.
Wait.
Lexus
First
King.
of all, let's not. Come on, man.
Friend of the show, Lexus
Friend of the
King.
show. We're all hitting the sweet spots with the facial hair together. But yes,
Yeah.
no. Lexus King, dude.
You know goddamn well, Brian.
Evil Uno, who hasn't wrestled like forever until recently, he's on there at 381.
Crazy list.
And Helico's 387. Are we sure we're not just missing his name?
Who, King?
Yeah.
No, he's not on there.
Is Malachi and Buddy on there? Because that would make it even worse.
Buddy is not.
Buddy missed a lot more time than the other two, though.
Malachi's not on there either.
How are none of the House of Black on this list?
It's just some fucking haters over at PWI.
Can I just throw this out there? Let's just take the
Malachi
last.
Black had a fucking whole program with Copeland.
Let's just take the last 3 off, because to get on the list, you have to take 3 people off. To say they're not 40 or 498, 499, and 500. 498 is Santana Jackson, which I believe is the Michael Jackson impersonator on the Indies. Yes?
Yes, it is.
Travis Lee and Memes. You're telling me those 3 had a better period than House of Black?
Is Memes that's Blue Kane's new name, right?
Yeah, I think so. But still.
I'd leave him on there.
No, you can leave them on there, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just using those as the example. You're not better than those 3, House of Black. In fact, if I was a wrestler, I would use this in a promo against House of Black. If I'm the righteous right now, I would use this.
Do you think Slim J is on there?
He sure is.
God damn. What a mess of a list. All right.
Yeah, this is
Let's
terrible.
move on from this.
Was Dragunov even on there?
Yeah, he's on there.
Okay,
So he's
I was about to
actually
say.
pretty high.
I was about to say. Travis Toxic 404. Who?
Dragunov is number 30. Right under
Okay.
Christian Cage.
Nice. Sonny Kiss made the list. That's nice to see.
Yep, it's a little bit lower than Lexus King. Or there, a little bit lower. I swear, Sonny goes.
See,
back
this
and
is the
forth
kind of
with
shit.
pronouncing
Trent
it.
Beretta, dude.
What's wrong with Trent Beretta?
He didn't wrestle.
What do you mean?
He never wrestles. He's at 331.
He had that whole thing with Chuck.
But he didn't wrestle. He only had 1 match, and it was a fucking non-sanctioned match. So technically, that wasn't even an actual match.
Whether or not it's sanctioned doesn't matter to PWI.
Yes, it does.
I don't
It
know,
should
that's
if they're doing
bullshit.
kayfabe. That's kayfabe.
You still beat him up. I think if
It's not about who beat up who better. That's not what that
If you
is.
get a fight at the hotel and win, I think that
It doesn't count as a win, though. That's what I'm saying. It says win-loss record and didn't count on his official record that they don't do anymore. I mean, they do keep the records. They just don't do the rankings. But yeah, no, man, come on. I'm just saying that, and I'm not saying Trent shouldn't be on the list. I'm saying that's more egregious than leaving. For me, leaving Malachi, Brody, and you left all 3 House of Black members off the list.
I had to be working off a list that just didn't include them for some reason. That's the only thing I can think of, because that's crazy.
Are Lucha Brothers on here? Did you see them when you were scrolling through? Because I'm about to lose my shit on this list.
Penta is 236.
Oh, I just missed them then. Okay. Oh, because they put Pentagon Jr.
And
instead of just Penta. Okay.
Ray is 135.
Wow, they have him that much higher than Penta? He
Mhm.
wrestled way more than Penta.
He won the title off of Moxley in that year, didn't he? He won the Intercontinental.
Oh, international, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, international.
Maybe. Because I think right after that, that's when he went to go win the IWGP, yes? Maybe. I think so.
Let's see. Yeah, so he beat Moxley for that September 20th of 2023.
Okay.
So
All right. That
it
makes
was in
sense
that
then.
period.
But still, like, I mean, you get hurt a lot of the year. I mean, I guess Penta didn't really win anything of note. So, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. All right. I'm done with this fucking list. Let's move on.
All right. Me too.
I give it an F plus. You got
I give it a D minus.
to not have any House of Black member on there is crazy. How much are they? How much are these indie people paying you to get put on this list so that you knock off fucking House of Black people?
I was looking at that too. It was like some of the people on there, you almost wonder. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't say that they're paying them for it, but just like, oh yeah, we're friends with the guys, and just slide me on the list somewhere so I can use it for my fucking to get my name out some more or whatever. But yeah, I remember one year there was somebody that they left off that was so bad that they had to issue a correction. I don't remember who it was.
Man, leaving them off the list is kind of like, unless Chris Bay that year told them that he didn't want to be on the list. When Reg from Grapsity left off Chris Bay off the top 500 black wrestlers, that was pretty egregious to me. I went through that list like 20 times to make sure I didn't miss Chris Bay's name. And he was not on there. And I'm like, huh?
Oh, it was Naito. So they left out Naito.
Oh, so this is them making up for it right here by putting him so high? I bet it is. I bet it. What year was that? What was it, last year? Oh, yeah. Oh, this was a total makeup job. Oh, my God. Where they placed him when they rectified the situation? They just made it 501?
No, I don't think they did. Because
Oh, they just acknowledged that they should have done it?
Yeah.
That was their bad.
This year it says last year at NA.
Damn.
So I think that's the biggest number of
okay.
jumps
Yo, so yeah,
ever.
that would be a big jump then, yes? What does it say plus whatever insane number beside his name? Plus 300 and something? 400 and something?
No, it just says NA.
Oh, okay. So sometimes they'll put like how many spots they jumped or went down or whatever.
Yeah.
Depending on, what site you go to.
So he said, yes, this was a clerical error on our part, not an intentional omission. So you got to wonder if the same thing happened for House of Black, maybe.
Okay, so instead of one person, we did it for 3 people this year. Okay.
Well, got to make it up to Naito.
Anyway.
All right, I'm done with this fucking list.
If they want to make it up to Naito and leave House of Black off, you should have put Naito on there 3 different times.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Gave him the Mick Foley Royal Rumble treatment.
One for T-shirt Naito, one for actually trying Naito.
And then stable Nitro. All right. Let's talk about the Lucha Brothers since we kind of mentioned them just now. A lot of talk about the Lucha Brothers right now. We've talked about it before when the news first came down about them going to WWE, and then the first reports were that they were going to go to NXT, or like, how the fuck are you going to do that? That's stupid as fuck. Now it's saying that they're going to go, or like a week ago, it was like, no, they're going to debut on the main roster. Now it's saying that they're still with AEW for a considerable amount of time, and that AEW is still trying to talk to them about re-signing. So what the fuck is happening with the Lucha Brothers right now?
So I guess WWE got kind of worried about allegations of contract tampering or whatever the fuck.
Well, goddamn, the stories couldn't have been louder about the Lucha Brothers.
I'm pretty sure the Lucha Brothers were telling somebody without realizing that it might get WWE in trouble. But it really shouldn't, because you're not allowed to have non-competes anymore as of January or September 15th, I think it was, in the United States for United States companies. And technically, since they're not, it's not contract tampering like it would be in like the NFL or whatever, because you're not all under the same league.
Correct.
That's
Yep. Correct.
That's a league rule. Like
Yeah.
it's There's nothing illegal about contract tampering as far as like poaching talent.
And we both know that all the wrestling organizations are not going to get together and create a specific time period of when you can negotiate with new people and stuff like that, because everybody's contracts end on different days of the year, whereas NFL people or MLB people, the year of service all ends at the exact same time.
Right.
It would be awesome. It would make wrestling a lot more fun if we had an off season. I will say that.
I think part of the reason that they're kind of trying to stick to that is because they don't want to create a precedent where fucking Moneybags Tony is like, all right, fuck you.
I think he's already there. He's there mentally. I think he's there already. He's not showing it out loud. He's not showing it as much as I think he's actually imagining it in his head. He's like, all right, motherfuckers. Oh, well, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, so I don't think WWE wants to create a situation where they're at constant risk of having people like, oh, you're in the middle of a main fucking program right now. Well, there's no such thing as a non-compete anymore in the United States. I'll give you $10 million fucking dollars to leave right now and come over here. Like, just fuck up their whole program. That's not a precedent they want to set.
It's definitely not one that WWE wants to set, especially with the reports coming out that they thought the contracts they gave to Swerve and what they offered to Garcia was too high. Then it came out that Garcia still hasn't even signed yet. So I don't know what's really going on with that. But when they came out and said, oh, I don't think Swerve was worth that amount of money, which is asinine because look at what they did versus what you did. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, they're just mad because they're going to be like WCW did, where like now everybody knows. See, even back in the WCW days, it was pretty hush-hush because if everybody knew that WCW was offering those, a lot more people would have went than what the fuck ended up going. You get what I'm saying? So now with the rosters being so deep and whatever and large, WWE do not, especially with the new ownership, do not want to try to go head to head with Tony Khan when it comes to money. They just don't.
Right. Because if he gets irritated enough, he will just be like, all right, here's $10 million, fuck you. It is a bad precedent to set. And I think it would be worse for the fans too, because even though, you know, there's the initial like, oh, it would be so cool to be able to just fucking poach somebody in the middle of a major program. It fucks up the viewing experience if you cared about that story.
Correct.
And kind of makes you resent whoever. Like, I'm always going to kind of be on the side of, you know, get your fucking money. But also I'm going to be on the side of, you couldn't just wait to finish out that story. You just had to fuck, like, it is weird. Because I already felt a little bit like that even with the Stephanie Vaquer stuff. Where I was like, you couldn't just finish the fucking indie dates? Like,
yeah, why'd you... If you knew that in your head already before you did that promo after the match saying that you would be back to go against Mercedes to get your title back again, setting up a potential rematch, even if you were going to still lose, then you just magically go to NXT or whatever. That's weird. I do agree with that. I also agree with the fact that it was weird when WWE lets people go in the middle of a fucking storyline like they did Malachi Black with Big E when Big E was world champion. That was fucking weird. So
came out and kicked him and then went home.
Both, yeah, like can't go out on top more than that. You fucking black mask the fucking world champion, and then magically you're on AEW fighting Cody Rhodes. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? So yeah, it goes both ways. I would just like for them to have to. I wish there was a rule in place, and I know it won't happen in real sports, but in wrestling, I really wish there was unless you do something detrimental to the company that you work for, you have to fucking see the contract through. You have to.
See, I don't. Again, just because I'm always going to side with the worker before I will with the company.
But they don't always let you out of the contract. You can't just bounce.
Yeah, I understand. But most contracts will have some sort of because they can't. You're not a slave.
Correct.
So most contracts will have something in it where it's like, if you break this, you have to pay back X amount of whatever signing bonus, or you relinquish.
That's what they're going to have to do instead of the no compete clause, because they can't do that no more.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is legal. You can do that, especially when we're talking about like signing bonuses and stuff.
Correct.
because it can be calculated as actual damages for you breaking the contract because they anticipated making X amount of money off of your name. Which
They
is
could just do
calculable.
the sign. They could put that in there for the signing bonus out the gate, like they do with the NFL. Like, okay, yeah, you'll get this amount up front, but if you leave or want out of your contract or refuse to work, you know, with you know 35% or more left on your contract, you're gonna kick us back a certain percentage or whatever, prorated or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that.
It's a
That's still
clawback
better. I
provision,
still think that's better than the no compete clause, though, because now you can still show your face and still be a fresh name and a fresh thing in everybody's head instead of you know sitting down for fucking 3 months and then they're like, oh, I forgot all about this guy.
I mean, when you look at some of the cooler debuts that have happened, they were the ones that happened like pretty
Immediately.
fucking quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he's there like next week.
Yeah.
So yeah. No,
Same night, Lex Luger, Rick Rude type shit. Yeah, that was awesome, dude. The Lex Luger one was crazy. Like, could you imagine if the Lex Luger one happened during social media age? Holy fuck, dude. People would have went asinine, dude. That would have been crazy.
He's not that good anyway.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, that's what happens to every fucking body. But the attention that it would have gotten more than what it actually did back then, which I don't think a lot of people understood. Like that would have been insane.
They probably did. We didn't because we were children. So I think adults might have understood how weird it was.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, especially if you watch them both religiously and not just one. So yeah. Or if you're just imagine if you were just a WCW fan and you never watched WWE stuff. Maybe didn't even have fucking USA Network. Like, where the fuck's Lex Luger been? I haven't seen this bitch since he was in the fucking Four Horsemen. Where the fuck's he been at? You know, that kind of shit. That would have been interesting too.
In a helicopter the whole time.
It's just flying the whole time. Oh, Lex Luger, where did he get this fucking puffy pirate shirt at? That's what I want to know. All right. Speaking of contracts, Miro has apparently asked for his release. Yes. Is that legit? Has that been confirmed yet? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's what's being reported. So
by credible sources is what I kind of meant. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
I like Miro, but he's not doing shit. I don't know if it's because he's refusing.
If those numbers are real, that people are saying that he's getting paid 7 figures too, get it off the books. Get it off the books. Yeah.
And I like Miro.
Yeah,
but
same.
If what everybody is saying about you've been brought shit and you just keep turning it down is true, then fucking leave, man.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I can't be somebody that was trying to spin it so many times and give Punk the benefit of the doubt, and then you crush him as many times as you did, and then completely flips for somebody else just because we like him. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're bringing that much bullshit and you're denying every creative pitch to you, and then you just sit out and you're healthy, and then you talk shit online all the time too, by the way, like that's not helping either. So like, yeah, I think it's time to go ahead and cut ties with him, honestly.
Move on, brother. I kind of understand his side of it, where he's like, if you're gonna pay me this much, I don't want to get paid that much to like job out, at least make me credible or like whatever, I guess, to some extent. But on the other hand, it's fucking pro wrestling. You're gonna get paid the same either way, and it's not like if and when you leave AEW that anybody's gonna be like, oh well, you lost so much in AEW that we can't pick you up. No, nobody works like that anymore. Nobody's looking at your fucking win-loss record, because if they did, then Cody wasn't winning all the goddamn time. And
he's probably 50-50
over there.
Honestly, he was probably 50-50 in AEW.
Yeah, and as soon as I picked him up over there, he's at the top of the card and he's lost what, like twice?
Definitely 50-50 in major feuds for sure.
Yeah. So I don't understand that mentality either. Even Andrade, maybe Andrade's not the best example because they're kind of fucking him right now too.
But that's the thing. Is that what you really want? Is look at what's over. Like, look who all went back. What are you gonna do?
Andrade. Lexus King.
Well, he didn't go back.
I know.
But yeah,
I was like bringing him up because he's a friend of the show.
Let's just let's just say fuck. Just don't even take NXT into it, because like if Miro's not going back to NXT if he went over there anyway, he's going over there to lose to Gunther probably, and then get shuffled down the fucking to the speed tournament. All right, so we got one on one hand, it's like, hey man, everything that we've actually let you go do on TV that you've been okay with, you've looked like $1 million. All right. It wasn't like you were lighting the world on fire in WWE anyway. You were doing the Rusev Day thing, and then they fucking jobbed you out forever until your contract was over, and then you decided to come here. So I don't understand where the big ego comes from, where he thinks he should be positioned so high that he can't accept any of these creative ideas, especially this late into his career. Now, at the beginning, he was all for it because I thought the Kip Sabian shit wasn't that great, and he went for that. The game over fucking best man thing, he was okay with that. That wasn't the greatest storyline.
That almost seemed like it was his idea.
It might have been because it was definitely video game related, and we know he loves video games.
The Redeemer shit was cool.
Agreed.
Through the vignettes and so he had some of the hardest fucking lines I've ever heard in promos. But the problem is, I guess everything post Fuego was kind of 50-50 booking, and I guess he just wasn't super into it. I don't know. I think he should put over Kip Sabian on the way out.
But the other thing was, like, the first thing where I was like side-eyeing him a little bit is when the reports came out that he wasn't put over Hobbs.
Right.
And I was like, what? Now, okay, if you don't want to put over Fuego or Kip Sabian or Orange Cassidy or even Eddie Kingston at that point when they had their feud. Even Eddie Kingston at that point when they had their feud. But you don't want to put over Will Hobbs, though.
Right.
Who was just as big as you, if not bigger, as far as stature. Yeah, as far as stature goes. Like, so that can't be the reason why. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the... So you're just going to say no to everything at that point is how I viewed it. And I was like, this is kind of fucked up. He's not the only one that came from WWE that's had these rumors against him either. Andrade had the same shit against him. People are saying the same shit about Malachi, even though I don't know if I truly believe it. Buddy Matthews wouldn't have signed an extension with him if he thought the same. And Buddy Matthews loses a lot more than fucking Malachi does. So I'm not quite sure what people are thinking about with the House of Black members. However, I have heard the same thing with multiple WWE guys. Now, it could be just AEW super fanboys that are just attaching that label onto all the pro or all the former WWE guys just because it makes them look worse or whatever. But when this much shit comes out about somebody,
it's usually true.
Hey, that's a lot of smoke to that fire right there. Yeah.
It's so funny looking at some of the other people who came over and have no problem with shit like that, though.
Swerve.
You know, Swerve.
Swerve. Number one.
Swerve number one for sure. FTR came over. They were world beaters for a little bit, but now they're fucking losing to, Dax took the pin last night in a match.
Well,
where
I mean,
the fucking Outrunners were
Roosh
also
got him.
winning.
Let's thank God Roosh got the victory though. I haven't seen
what
Roosh
I'm
in
saying is-
forever.
What I'm saying though is that the Outrunners were also in that match. It would have been so easy to just have one of the Outrunners take the pin.
Yeah.
And Dax was like, "No, I'll do it. Fuck it." I think that's great. So, yeah, there's definitely people that come over and fucking Danielson lost many matches.
Or tied. Or drawed, rather, I would just say. Or drew.
He lost all kinds of matches.
He drew to Hangman, he drew to Omega, he drew to Ospreay, maybe? Did he draw with Ospreay or did he beat Ospreay?
I don't remember.
He might have beat Ospreay. Or Ospreay. Was that that wasn't the Wrestle Dream match, was it?
That was Dynasty.
Dynasty. Ah, yeah, Dynasty. Okay. And he won, yeah? I want to say Ospreay won, but I can't remember for sure.
It's been so long.
Dynasty's what, February?
Oh no! Of course, Ospreay won because that was the whole Tiger Driver thing.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that's when Ospreay was on his kick about all the people he had beaten, and it was like all these huge names in a row or whatever. Okay.
Right. I don't know why the fuck I didn't even think about the Tiger Driver thing. Yeah. So obviously, not everybody that comes over has a problem losing. It's just a small subset of, I think, what people think of as Triple H's guys from NXT. And that's sort of where that label gets applied. So.
I don't even think Punk, when he first came over, had a problem losing. But the more that Tony Khan let him win, that's when his old ego bullshit came back. And then it was like, I don't want to drop the title type shit. Like that whole thing with
And,
Moxley,
I'll
where
make
you
up
try to
my
pretend that
new
you've never seen a Rocky movie. Like, let's be real.
He might not have.
Come on, man. There's fucking 10 of them.
But well, there's like 6. But
There's more
I
than
also
6.
I don't count the Creed ones. So yeah, Punk's,
That's your fault. That's not on me.
it's
That you
it's
don't
in the
count.
Rocky universe, but it's not a Rocky movie.
It's a Rocky movie. He's in it.
I don't think
Rocky's in it.
Is he in like the
He's
latest
in the
Creed
first
one?
Creed for sure. I don't know about the second
I
one.
know he's in the first one. That's why I counted it. So it's 6.
So you're forgetting Balboa completely?
No, that's 6.
No. It goes the first fucking 5 Rockies, then Balboa is 6, then the first Creed movie, which fucking Rocky is in.
Okay.
I don't think he's in number 2 though.
Either way, yeah, he might not have seen him. Who knows?
10 of them.
He's not a big movie guy like Moxley is.
Okay, well, fuck. Moxley is a big movie guy. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Have you read his book?
I've listened to the first chapter. You know what? I've been thinking about listening to my AirPods more, or whatever, JLab pods, because I'm poor, but they work just as well. They're awesome. I love them. They're very comfortable, actually.
I promise they don't work as well.
They do.
Because you don't know any better because you're poor. You've never used AirPods.
I am poor. Unless you want me to get some AirPods for Christmas, I'll be more than happy to accept them. Blue ones if they make them.
They don't.
Oh, well then fuck Apple. My JLabs are blue, baby. I love them.
Say no iPhone 5C situation.
But yeah, no, I've only listened to like the first chapter on Spotify.
Okay. Well, he talks about movies a lot in there, so that's the point.
All right. Any other contract news I should know about before we move on?
Covered Lucha Brothers. Oh, so back onto the Lucha Brothers briefly. I'm pretty sure they're leaving. I think that they just
Yeah, they already did the what was it? The what do they call it? Damage control. They did it already with when Penta came on Twitter and was like, we're happy where we are, or no, we're in AEW for right now, or some shit. Like he said, he was trying to like.
It's real weird.
Yeah, it was super weird. When I went to go translate it, and I was like, huh? Like, come on, man.
We are here for now, or whatever. I was just like, okay, we know. That's this whole.
And apparently the rumor, or apparently in the article, they said that they're willing to wrestle too. So I don't think the Lucha Brothers would be one of those people that are going to refuse to lose either. You know what I would do, based off of what I saw on Collision, Roosh and Black Taurus as a tag team would be pretty fucking sick.
Mortos.
Whatever.
The Beast. Mortos.
The Black Pig and the White Bull.
He's not a pig.
What is he?
Oh. Ooh, Mortos?
Yeah.
He's a bull. That's why a Taurus.
But he's not that. He's Beast Mortos now, so he's a pig.
Yes, but he's got the same fucking mask.
It's not the same mask.
You think Mortos means pig?
He looks like a pig.
No, he doesn't.
He looks like a warthog to me.
He doesn't to me.
He looks like a warthog.
fucking-
Look
Yeah,
at him
it's a
again.
bull.
It's a warthog.
I've seen him. I've seen all. the
Roosh
fucking
is a
memes.
bull.
They're both bulls. That's the whole point of the team.
I think they should be a tag team. And not only do I
The
think they should be a tag team.
Raging
I don't know if you can do that actually, but I think they should be a tag team, and I do think that they legit should win the tag titles. I'm not even joking. Like I think that they would be so good. They would be
looked
so
pretty
good,
good
dude.
last night.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
cool as fuck. Especially at the end when he won and Mortos is standing in the ring or whatever. Dude, it looked cool as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Now, obviously, Roosh isn't gonna go back to the mask, but he can still wear the mask on the entrance like he does. So that would be cool as fuck. Like I think it would be a sweet tag team. And then he does. The fucking crazy part is the short, stocky dude does more high flying shit than the fucking dude that looks like he would do it. But they both hit you hard as fuck too. Like that would be a great tag team. I would love to see them fuck people up. Bring the Lucha Brothers in to put those motherfuckers over as your next big Hispanic tag team to go fuck people up.
We're the Lucha Brothers now.
Now, I wouldn't say all that. Now, if they brought in Jalisco back, they could just do Jalisco and Roosh. But I don't know if Roosh wants to do tag team wrestling. That's the thing.
I mean, he just did.
Well, that was an all-star 10-man tag or some shit.
Yeah.
He did get the dub. I'm very happy that he got the dub. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the good guys were actually going to win that match when going into. I was like, oh damn, the heels won. Sweet. I guess because they have to give Grizzled Young Veterans a little something something going into
My
this
thought
feud
was
with
either-
FTR.
It was either going to be the heels pinned one of the fucking outrunners, or the faces were going to win. So.
You like the
Yeah,
come
they-
up? You like the come up on the tag division right now in AEW? It seems like it's back on the come up to me.
Yeah, a little bit. They did just kind of write off Private Party for a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was weird. But otherwise, yeah.
So you got the Outrunners, which is amazing because I love it when TK strikes while the iron's hot, and that's what he should be doing right now. So he's got them. FTR is always going to be there. Young Bucks are always going to be there, clearly. Then you got Grizzled Young Veterans that you just brought in. I still don't know what's going on with this fucking Motor City Machine Gun shit. Are they going to NXT?
I've heard WWE multiple times. So.
Yeah, but
Oh, like are they going to start on the main card?
I don't give a fuck where they start. I mean, you're going to WWE. That's a terrible move. Your friend. I'm not getting into it. I just think they would.
Nobody's ever heard of them, bro. You got to put them on NXT so they.
I'm not worried about any of that because I just don't care. Like, Motor City Machine Guns, I'm a lot more likely to watch them in AEW than I am WWE. I watch everything, eventually, even if I do it in 20 parts for fucking a 3-hour Raw because I can't stomach more than 20 minutes at a time. But
it hasn't been that bad lately. Actually, Raw has. SmackDown's been pretty good though.
Yeah, but SmackDown's going to 3 hours. Did you hear that bullshit?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is about to be that bad because they don't have enough fucking. They're just gonna throw more and more commercials, more stupid fucking replays, shit that. Thank God I have it on DVR.
I don't watch it live.
Oh, I don't either, but it's still annoying that I have to fucking fast forward so much shit.
Oh, I don't watch it legally. I watch it in parts on Daily Motion.
No, I ain't got time for all that either.
I don't fucking know. First of all, I'm not gonna financially support the company. Secondly, I don't like having commercials every goddamn 30 seconds or weird ass.
I don't know who has more commercials,
for their
WWE
own
shows or
show.
fucking NFL. Like I don't know. It's a close race. Maybe Walking Dead.
is pretty crazy with them too, but it is a
Saturday,
so
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, it's fucking. Hell, I think the 10-man All-Star I think had 3 segments.
yeah,
That was crazy.
it would have been 2 on a normal.
But yeah,
show.
I mean, I wish Motor City Machine Guns would go. But I mean, if Lucha Brothers are going to go there too, then their fucking tag division gets a huge jolt with those 2 teams. So
It seems like they're breaking up New Day, so you got to, and Usos aren't around anymore, so you got to put something in there.
oh fuck, we're breaking them up. Anybody ever figure out what the fuck's happening with Odyssey Jones? Why this motherfucker just disappeared?
I think they just didn't like him.
So you go the first year you get drafted to Raw, you don't wrestle. Then you get drafted again. We make fun of you. Then you finally show up. You look like $1 million. They make you look like $1 million. You're in a fucking high profile feud with this breakup of the New Day, and then magically you get released.
I think. Well, did he get released? I know he's.
I'm
they
pretty
took him
sure
off
they
the
said they
page.
released him. Not WWE because they don't tell you anymore because of TKO shit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the shit that came out said he was gone. Like gone. Like gone.
Which is crazy because it's not like he did bad or anything in his little showing.
So it had to be an outside thing, right? Maybe he
has
had
to
to do
leave.
something on the outside.
Maybe he has to leave.
That man did
Who
not
knows?
ask to leave when he finally got on TV.
Maybe he finally got on TV. He's like, "Fuck it, man, I can't do it."
Nah, he either failed a drug test or beat up a woman or fucking.
They would have come out by now.
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up because this is fucking insane that no one has gotten anything yet from it, unless I just missed it, which is possible because I don't really get on Twitter as much as I used to because it's negative as fuck.
The only thing I thought is that maybe somebody brought up something where they were like, "It feels like y'all are trying to replace E, and it feels weird." So they kind of moved him out of that program, and then they were like, "Well, fuck, man, we don't really have anything else for you to do." Maybe I don't know. How much would
Holy
it take?
shit, I'm right. In September 2024, after allegations of domestic abuse were made against him, Jones was abruptly removed from WWE television and subsequently fired by WWE.
Damn. Okay.
How do you fuck that up? You finally got your I know, fucking idiot, dude. That's so stupid. 2 years, and WWE is just as stupid for paying this man for sitting down for 2 years. By the way, I'll throw that
To
out
be
there.
clear, it says rumors of. It doesn't. There's no.
It was enough for them to release him, though, right? So I mean, there
It
had
was
to be
enough for
something
them
there.
to take him off the roster page. It says removed from TV.
I am going based off of Wikipedia. It says abruptly removed from WWE television and subsequently fired by WWE. Cultaholic reported that he was released. Is Cultaholic reputable in your estimation?
It's reputable.
Reputable?
And
It's the same thing.
it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's the same. It's the exact same word.
The word you said sounds like repudiate, which is the.
That's not what I said.
All right. But that's what it sounds like when you phonetically pronounce it.
Reputable.
Repudiate is a different word.
But that's not what I said.
Reputable.
Do you think they are
Anyway.
a credible source? Cultaholic? Sportskeeda?
I'd probably trust them more. Yeah.
They say released amid controversy.
There you go. Usually, though, when something like that happens, we've got an arrest report online pretty quickly, especially if they're from Florida because of their sunshine laws.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen any mugshots fly around. Obviously, I haven't seen anything fly around. September 2020. That said September, yes? Did I read that right? So it wasn't even that long ago. Yeah, in September of 2024. We're still in September. So, yeah, that didn't happen that long ago. Don't have the exact day, obviously, but
there you go.
That man debuted in August of 2024 after 2 years of being on the roster, not doing shit, drafted twice, and then in less than a month gets fired from some stupid shit. What an idiot!
Don't. Maybe you got to get out of character when you go back home. No more wrestling.
Holy fuck, dude.
What a fucking moron. If that's true, what a fucking moron.
Nah, fuck it. What a moron anyway. Everybody fucking buried Enzo Amore for fucking a year and a half, and then it came out that the bitch lied. So, no, fuck him too.
We don't use that language here. So the.
Oh, if you're lying about that kind of shit, you're a bitch. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care.
Also, here's the thing. It came out that she lied is. I remember some of the Enzo shit. It's not. That's not.
Well, let's not act like fucking Enzo was Matt Riddle out here.
That's true. It was less egregious than the Riddle shit. I will say that.
But they also have her own friends came out and said that she does that shit with a bunch of people. Like, she should have been locked up. That's the kind of shit that fucks people's whole lives up, dude. Big Bill had said something about Enzo possibly coming to AEW or whatever. I thought that'd be cool.
Yeah.
If he's gonna be big, if he's gonna be with Big Bill, obviously.
I think if Learning Tree turns on him,
yes, obviously split it up. Yeah, I don't want Enzo in the Learning Tree.
He can learn. He can learn. Of everybody that can learn from Jericho.
Come on, man.
Enzo.
That's the last person that we need to learn it from Jericho. And fucking Enzo. The rumors about Jericho and fucking Kylie Ray. Okay. Anyway, so by the way, I don't know if you watched any of Enzo's MLW stuff. He's not bad in the ring either.
He also got big as fuck.
No, we know how that happened.
Vitamins and prayers.
Yeah, vitamins, protein, and saying your prayers
all day.
Praying on it. That's how Enzo got that big. Nah, he's actually a lot better than like when he first came back. He did a lot better than I thought he was going to. I don't know why he didn't stay with them, or if it's just a short-term contract because he was doing the rap stuff at the same time or whatever. But yeah, that would be cool. I mean, clearly he's been staying in some kind of shape, so it's whatever. I'd be okay with it if Big Bill branches off, no pun intended, from the Learning Tree.
The redwood branching off from the tree. Shut up.
All right, so we've got the Grand Slam coming up next week. Pretty big show for a 2-hour show. How the fuck are they gonna fit all this in there?
Isn't it 3? Because don't they do an extra hour on Grand Slam usually?
No, fuck no. They've never done a 3-hour Dynamite. So are they going to do like in past years they've done Grand Slam Dynamite, Grand Slam Rampage, Grand Slam Collision. Like they'll do it all the same night maybe because,
that's what makes it 3 hours.
And then breaks it up. You think that's what they're doing? Are they doing that?
I don't know. I haven't looked, but I know in the past they've had some of these like special shows or whatever where it's the regular 2-hour show and then an extra hour on top and it's like a 3-hour block.
I guess I'd have to go to try to buy the ticket to figure it out. Yeah.
I can probably just look it up
Oh,
online.
here we go.
'cause
Yeah, I got it. It will be the 4th annual Grand Slam event and will take place September 25th, 2024 at the Arthur Ashe Stadium in the Queensboro of New York City. The 2-part event will be broadcast as special episodes of AEW's weekly television programs, Wednesday Night Dynamite and Saturday Night Collision. Dynamite will air live on TBS, while Collision will air on tape delay on September 28th on TNT. This is a change from prior 3 events, as the second part previously aired as a special episode of Rampage, which I just said. So they're going to do, basically, it's going to be a fucking 4-hour show. If you're going to the show, it's going to be 4 hours. That's worth it to me. And I saw that somebody had posted, I don't know if it's true or not, when they just bought their tickets after I guess they announced a couple more matches on Dynamite that they liked or whatever, or Collision. And they had like a buy one, get one because it's a stadium show, because it's got a shit ton of seats, so I guess you can afford to do that. So that was
What's
pretty cool,
crazy
too.
is that they were supposed to have Forbidden Door 3 in Arthur Ashe and then moved it to UBS. So that's weird that they're going.
Yeah, there was a rumor going around that it was New Japan call, and I don't know how that's possible, but that's what the rumor was at the time.
Maybe they didn't want to split money for however much Arthur Ashe.
Well,
costs.
isn't that like a way further trip as well for them?
Arthur Ashe is in Flushing, I think.
No.
And
I mean New Japan, instead of being in the West Coast or Chicago, where they moved it.
I'm talking about Forbidden Door 3.
Oh, 3.
The one I just went to in New York. So it was supposed to be at Arthur Ashe, and they moved it to UBS Arena.
Oh, okay. Well, that must have just been that just must have been a venue thing then, probably.
Yeah.
I can't think of another reason.
I stayed in Flushing, and both of those arenas were very like short drives.
Let me look up Forbidden Door 3 right quick, and we'll find out.
It was at UBS Arena. I went.
I know. No. I'm just saying I'm going to try to figure out why they moved it.
Oh.
Forbidden Door 3 was this year's one.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
June 20 something, 25th, 26th.
No, it doesn't say anything. It just says on April 11th it was announced that the 3rd Forbidden Door would take place June 30th at UBS Arena. It doesn't say anything about when it was Arthur Ashe. At least not on there.
Yeah, so Forbidden Door 3 reportedly no longer taking place at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
You think it's because he has the Grand Slam and maybe he just changed his mind and didn't want to do it there?
Oh, the assumption is that if a ton of CMLL talents will be involved, the AEW will run a venue closer to Mexico so the fan turnout could be larger. But that was before they knew where it was moving. And then they ended up moving it like fucking 10 minutes away. So I still have no idea what the real reason was.
Apparently New Japan didn't want to split the cost of running there, and it was cheaper at the other place.
That's what I just said.
Oh, my bad.
That was my guess. But to me, I'm like...
So it wasn't about travel, it was about price. Got you.
Well, it couldn't be about travel because they're like basically both right in Flushing. So...
Yeah.
Which
Interesting.
is why I stayed at the little Chinatown
How much?
4-star hotel over there.
Yeah. Well, how many...
Sick fucking hotel rooms here.
Did they ever announce the attendance at the Forbidden Door when you were there?
No, but it wasn't entirely sold out, but it was pretty close to sold out.
But I'm saying it's still less seats than Arthur Ashe if it was, because it was like 20-something thousand. Yeah, Arthur Ashe is huge. Yeah. All right. Because that first year they ran Arthur Ashe was like 20-something thousand or some shit that they had go there. All right.
That's why I'm saying it's weird that they would run this weekly show at Arthur Ashe because it's such a big fucking stadium. And they've already been having... Would I say they have attendance issues? I mean... They're not selling out every show, so for them to run Arthur Ashe...
Oh, well, I got ideas about that too. I mean, clearly one of them is because the ticket prices have gone dramatically higher than in 2019-20. Well, I can't say 20 because everything was shut down in 20, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Some of it's probably that. Some of it's just oversaturating markets.
I don't think that's the case. I think if you go to hub arenas like they were doing with Chicago and St. Louis and Indy, etc., they're easy to get to from a lot of big cities that are close to it. So I don't think that's the problem. I think they should do more of that. Actually, I do. I mean, I'm not hating on what they did last night. Collision was kind of fun from Springfield, Massachusetts. That was kind of a cool crowd. They did a good job. If you're gonna go to a smaller crowd like that, and you're gonna go once in a blue moon, and they react like that, okay. But that's the problem. Is a lot of times that's not the reactions you get. It's just people sitting on their fucking hands, and that shit's annoying. And if I'm Tony Khan, I completely understand why. Hey, I'm not fucking going there ever again.
I think you know how he does those pre-show like
Pep
hype up
talks.
the crowd.
Yeah.
I think he should come out and make threats. Just be like, look, if y'all aren't loud, I am not ever fucking coming back.
Yeah, I don't have to come back here. Just start pissing them off, dude.
This
Piss them off.
is your one goddamn chance.
This is your chance. Show me what the fuck you got.
Yeah. Fucking losers.
The only fucking
You're
thing you're
pulling
ever gonna
fucking
see here
back.
again is your stupid fucking minor league hockey team. Cause
Yeah,
I'm not
no.
fucking coming back. And I
Next
already
Saturday, you
talked.
can go to
I
the
already talked to
fucking
TKO.
farmer's
They don't
market.
even know you exist, so they're not coming here either. This is your only chance.
Better hope MLW runs something.
They
in
did
your
a good
high
job
school.
though. The fans did good there. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Came off pretty well. Yeah, we'll see how Arthur Ashe does then. I think the last update I had was over 5,000 tickets, which is great for a regular show. Not going to look so great at Arthur Ashe when you had 20,000 there a few years ago. So hopefully they can get that number up. I'm hoping the buy one get one. Now I will say that if I'm over here sitting bitching about ticket prices and that being one of the main reasons why your attendance is going down, and I do believe it is, doing a buy one get one at a stadium, that pretty much makes up for it. If you're getting fucking 2 tickets for the price of one, even if that one ticket was more expensive than it was in 2019, it's still not the cost of 2 tickets, or I hope it isn't. So just gotta have friends.
With them doing Forbidden Door 4 in London,
Yeah, good luck.
I can do it. It's not a big deal money wise. It's just I don't like
Their
traveling.
food? Their food is so bad.
I'm
Their
not
food is
doing
gonna
that.
be
Jesus
so bad.
Christ.
Don't do it.
Fucking
Find a
beans-
McDonald's, bro.
Beans for breakfast, ass goddamn
Don't do it.
country.
Don't do it.
No,
Go to Chicken
no,
Nando's.
I don't like flying over the ocean, bro.
Oh, you have
Oh,
a
shit.
almost like a phobia type deal of that?
Not really. It's just that's a long fucking way.
I have a way to solve that. Just don't look out the window, maybe.
I always get a window seat.
Yeah,
But
well,
no,
go to sleep. So you can pull the thing down. You don't have to
Yeah.
look out it.
I know how planes work. I've been on.
Do
a
you?
few. Yeah.
Doesn't seem like you do. Oh
In
shit.
fact, you probably live more landing in the ocean than you would on the land.
You'll be fine. Your body's like 90% water anyway. You'll be all right.
Yeah, just dive, bro. No, that's I don't know. Maybe I'll take a boat.
A cruise ship.
but-
Jericho, Jericho should do a cruise ship to go
To
all the
London?
way over to 3-day thing to go all the way
Oh.
over.
I don't trust his ass on a boat either.
You can hide from him. It's not a Diddy party. Jesus Christ.
That's not. I didn't mean like that.
Oh, what are you
motherfucker.
talking about? What are you
There's like-
hiding from?
That's a lot of drunk motherfuckers on a boat
I know.
for 3 days straight.
Have you ever seen? Never mind. I'm not gonna. I was gonna fucking throw. There's people that I've known that have gone on the cruise, so I don't want to throw everybody under the bus. But I was about to say, have you ever seen so many stinky neck beards surrounded by water?
Yeah.
That's weird, dude.
Just dunk a bucket, pull it up.
Anyway,
Yeah.
wear your deodorant, kids. White shirts, no stains. Get it happen. Make it happen.
And get the type that doesn't stain. Actually, I would rather you have deodorant stains.
Yeah, no
than
shit.
not wear
I
deodorant.
do it too. At least I know you attempted. If you stink, at least I know you attempted. Yeah, for sure. Or you don't know how to wash your clothes correctly, one or the other.
You know, I always tell people like when they ask.
Oh,
me
by
why
the
I
way,
like
that Dove shit, by the way, that says no white
doesn't
streaks.
stain your shit. Yes, it does.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. I
No
know.
white or yellow
I
streaks
know.
my ass. It's more. It's
Yeah.
more yellow and white streaks. Don't listen to that stupid shit.
That's a lie.
God, that's fucking annoying. Yeah, I hate that shit.
And it's like hard to get out too. It's all waxy. I don't know what. This is not a wrestling conversation anymore. What are we doing?
Oh, it's still wrestling.
Okay, well, it's
Hygiene.
wrestling. fan.
Wrestling hygiene.
But yeah, no. So since
How long would it take for a cruise ship to get from
6 days. That's a long trip.
So it's more than 3 days? How
Okay,
fast do
hold
cruise
on.
ships go?
How long will boat?
If I
Take,
leave on Thursday,
7 nights
7 nights to get to London?
from
Or just to get to England, I mean?
from New York to Southampton. Yeah.
Holy shit. Jericho could be raking in a shit ton of money, dude.
I don't know, or people will just take a fucking plane. But if you mean like,
Could you imagine a 7-day wrestling binger all the way to London to
all
go
the way
watch
to
a
go to-
pay-per-view?
go to
Oh,
Forbidden
that'd be
Door?
sick.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is
it's
the
too
ride
much
back.
hassle.
Like, there's no way you're doing another 7 nights back. That's the issue.
No, I think everybody just sleeps.
Yeah, everybody just fucking knocked the fuck out for 7 days.
But anyway, point is, I know I go
13
to
day,
every
14
Forbidden
night
Door.
fucking cruise. I've never heard of that before. So yeah, that's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, you could do
13, 14?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Especially like down to Antarctica, Alaska stuff.
Could you imagine how much that would cost if you went on a Jericho cruise for fucking 14 days and a pay-per-view?
Hopefully
Yikes.
it'd be all inclusive, so it just includes the pay-per-view.
Question, when you do those to go to other countries, passport, yes, needed?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure. Just throwing that out there. I didn't know.
If it's one that you get off the boat on, which most of them are,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
point is, yes, you have to have
Okay.
a passport at the port of entry.
Got you.
Because I was looking at some ones for Portugal for not boats but planes for like 9 days, all inclusive or whatever the fuck. So like in that, when I was looking at those, there's also some boat ones that will show up when you start looking at any type of all inclusive trip. And yeah, there's some that are like 11 days, 14 days. There's pretty long ones. But the point of all that is,
You don't
I've
want
gone
to
to every
go over the
Forbidden
ocean.
Door. I don't know if I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna do London. But if I don't do London, it
You'll do
does
something
open
else?
up. I'll go do All In Texas.
Yeah, all in Texas would be cool.
Yeah,
That would be
it
cool.
just depends. It depends.
If you don't do London,
I will do. Texas
I'll go
if
to
I don't
Texas
do
with you.
London. You don't want to go to London?
No, I can't. I can't eat that shit. Can't do it.
Just
I'm not even a picky eater, but I can't do that.
They've
You
got
know I don't do
normal shit over
beans.
there.
First of all, you already know I don't do beans. And second of
Just
all,
find an Irish place. They have normal food.
I need to find an Irish place. Texas has Whataburger, dude.
It's overrated.
I could probably drive to the. How far is? I wonder how far away. What is this? What is it? Arlington is the Texas Ranger Stadium. Yes, that it's going to be held up. I
Yeah.
believe.
So the other issue that I was with Texas in
Oh no, this is
August.
all in, not Forbidden Door. I'm dumb. I'm looking up the wrong thing. All in.
Yeah, all in
2025.
Texas. So Texas in August is fucking hot.
Oh yeah, and
I
it's gonna be
might-
outside. Yeah, I didn't think about
Yeah.
that. Hey, I'm used to it though.
I'm not.
I'm gonna be a fucking lobster when I get back. But I don't really wear shit.
Inside.
No, it's if it's a baseball stadium. I don't think it does. It have a roof? I don't know. Let me look.
I went hunting yesterday and it was
It's the first
80
pay-per-view
80
to
degrees, and I was just like, "Fuck this."
first pay-per-view event to be held in American Baseball Stadium and in Texas for AEW. This will also be the first professional wrestling event held at Globe Life Field. All right, so Globe Life Field. Let me go to my maps. I want to see how far away this
It's
is.
in Arlington, yeah.
Globe Life Field. 8 hours and 4 minutes in a car. So it's not terrible. We've done more than that. Like if Christina was gonna go, I mean.
I would just fly because that's just 17 hours in a car for me.
13. Well, obviously for you it would be brutal. 13
Well,
hours.
I've driven 14 to Toronto, but
Yeah, we
that's-
do 13 from here to obviously where you are. So
Yeah.
13. So, and we've done that trip multiple times throughout the years.
I've been to Toronto multiple times. It's actually not that bad on the way up. The way back down, so
8 hours and 18 minutes or 8 hours and 4 minutes, which is the fastest time. That really saves me a lot there. Thanks.
just take 4 different back roads and be there like 3 minutes earlier. Oh yeah, brother.
Hey, if you want to go through these swamp people over here, you can get there in no time.
What was the name of that road when we were doing the bowling shit? It's like
Oh
Back
man, there was so many
Back
weird
Swamp
shit.
Road?
Dude, there was so many weird
Back
shit.
Swamp
I
Road.
loved that trip. That trip was so fun. I really wish Ethan would have went. He's an idiot. What a dumbass.
He was-
Gonna waste my
tired.
money I had all that money saved up, and I was gonna pay for all his shit, and then he
Mhm.
decided to back out after we did all the North Carolina stuff. Like, what? So dumb.
Well, shit, I almost got us in a wreck on the way home, but you
Well,
were
that's
asleep, so you
true.
didn't know.
No, I woke up fast. I woke up fast. That was the tall ass grass. That might have been the road that we almost wrecked on. That was based some deliverance shit going on out there. Probably. I don't fucking. That was definitely in what, Florida? Yeah, that was in Florida.
It was coming back up, so we would have been probably in like
Georgia?
Georgia or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that was brutal. Yeah, for those that don't know what we're talking about, and that's everybody that's watching. One time
yeah,
I
right.
planned.
forgot we were on a show.
One time I planned a trip, a bowling trip, where we went to bowl in 2 different or 3 different places in each state, all the way down to Orlando, Florida, and then back up to North Carolina. So we did 3 in North Carolina, 3 in South Carolina, 3 in Georgia, and then Florida. Yeah, remember I found the
Yeah, we
paper
did
not that
Florida.
long ago, and I took a picture of it and sent it to you.
We did Florida. I
text you.
remember because you had already.
Oh, I
you had
definitely
already
did Florida.
Technically lost. You had
Yeah,
already lost
yeah.
by
By
then,
the
so
time
we
I
were
got to the
kinda out
last
of
one, the last one was actually really. Okay, so I suck because I spin the ball on synthetic lanes, and like that was most of them that we went to. It was very rare, and then now even the one that has the hard floor is gone. By the way, Cardinal Lanes is gone. So off a shipyard, it got shut down.
You know, I
so
still live in the city, right?
yeah, so
What's going on?
not because it wasn't doing well. It's just because people fucking tried to raise the prices on it or whatever, and they got pissed and said no, they weren't paying that or whatever. By the way, if you want to know Cardinal Lanes, if you watch Scream fucking 5? Scream 5, I believe. Cardinal Lanes. One of the first scenes. That's where they're working at.
We have a burgeoning film industry here for the last 40 years, but it's always they always position it as like an emergent field for some reason. But yeah.
The entire Trick or Treat movie from 1986 was filmed in Wilmington, so that was pretty cool.
Domestic Disturbance was filmed here.
The
So is
Crow.
Cape Fear,
The Crow.
and yeah, we've done a
No
few.
shit, Cape Fear was fucking filmed there.
Not everybody knows that this is the Cape Fear area, bro.
They actually had the Cape Fear. They one of the scenes that they filmed in Trick or Treat from '86 is up on a hill looking over the Cape Fear River. That's pretty sweet.
One Tree Hill is all filmed here.
Most of the inside parts for Trick or Treat was from Hoggard for the school. The inside school parts was Hoggard.
So Chelsea works in film, which I think I've mentioned a couple times. She's in production, and she's working right now on the new Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein shit for Netflix.
This is supposed to
I've seen some of
be
those
TV show or
that are
movie?
like- It's a movie.
Okay, so is this supposed to be part of that new Universal Monster universe thing that they tried to do with Tom Cruise with the Mummy that bombed, or is this
I don't
something?
think so because it's Del Toro, so it's probably like its own thing.
Well, I think that was their plan, was to have their own separate movies and then bring them together was supposed to happen. But then the Mummy did so bad that I don't know if they scrapped plans for the whole thing or not.
Well, the point of that being, I've seen those sets, and compared to the shit that we have here, like we don't really have a.
They did Swamp Thing here too, or here,
Ranger
like I'm
rank
there.
shit.
They did Swamp Thing in Wilmington as well. The
Anyway,
TV show, the good one, before DC. It was like one of their few good things, and they canceled it because they did whatever they wanted to and wasn't listening to WBD. They were trying to fuck it up. Oh, let's talk about that. We'll talk about that, and then we'll get out of here. The WBD. Yeah, let's talk about the new rumored shit going on. Okay, so the rumor is
pay-per-views on Max.
Pay-per-views on Max starting in January. Possibly sooner is what I read, but probably January. I said crossing fingers for before because I already have Max for a year. Well, less than a year now, but I bought it for a whole year at a time, so that would save me $50 a month, pretty much.
I get it free with my internet provider.
Congratulations.
Should switch to AT&T.
No, Mint Mobile is the way to go.
No, for home internet.
Oh, home internet. I don't even know if I can get AT&T here. I can get T-Mobile here, and I have I think my shit's called Sparklight.
Oh, you're on that real rural shit.
Okay, thanks. So anyway, it
So
works
we don't
very
get
works
real-
very well.
We don't
so
get real companies out here.
I shouldn't say that because then my computer might freeze again. But it works pretty well.
That's a problem.
No, I doubt it.
You're on that Sparklight internet.
Not anymore, Spark. The fuck was I saying? Oh, the WBD deal. WBD deal. Oh yeah. All right. So and then like the rumor is 170 million to 200 million per year, and it's a 3-year deal with an optional 4th year. That's what's being reported.
It's not per year. It's over all.
Wrong.
Years,
That's not what I read.
That'd be $1 billion deal. It don't make any sense.
How would it be $1 billion deal? It's only 3 years.
200 times 5.
It's not 5 though. It's 3 with a 4th option.
Okay, hold on. I read 5 and 200.
I read 3 and 4. I read 3 and 4 with 170 to 200. Well, obviously they haven't pinned down any specifics yet.
No, okay, it is 170 per year. Okay, well that's pretty crazy. So,
but you got to remember, what did we talk about when this all came up and everybody's like, oh, they're not going to be able to get back on WBD. They didn't land the NBA deal though, so they got all that extra money that they were throwing at NBA that didn't ever go anywhere because NBA still went to Prime anyway. So they take a third of that and give it to AEW to keep AEW just so they have some kind of live sports service on their fucking shit, and we're good to go. So I don't know why that number would shock anybody anyway if they were willing to throw that much money at NBA.
Because NBA gets a lot more advertisers.
I understand that, but you're not giving them anywhere close to that amount of money either. We're talking about they were going to give them like $1 billion.
You're saying they had extra. Yeah.
Over $1 billion, actually. I want to say it was some insane amount.
So the max streaming pay-per-views thing is interesting. I wonder how much money they're losing in that model compared to what they're making. It can't be a huge difference though. Because I would imagine they get some cut of the max revenue based on who is watching the pay-per-view, I guess, too.
Well, there's no way that he didn't do enough analytics to understand, hey, if I move all my shit over there, how much money would I be losing, and will this deal make up for it? We're talking about the king of analytics over here.
Yeah, when I see people talk about, oh, Tony Khan doesn't know, blah, blah, he's bad with money, I promise of everybody in the entire fucking wrestling industry, if there's anybody that understands like crunching numbers better than anybody else you can name right now, it's going to be Tony Khan. So he's not doing any dumb shit when it comes to like money or trying to figure out like risk reward or cost benefit analysis.
Yeah,
like
we're talking about a guy that literally told you in a scrum how much Danielson's song was, and he's played it 9 times since. Yeah. I think he understands how much money he has to work with and what he's getting back in return.
I've thought about this too. Like if I was a wrestler making like the amount of money.
You paid more for his song than you did my entire contract because he said some shit about it. It was bigger than some people's contracts, and I'm sitting there like, he better not be talking about me, goddammit. I'm sitting there as an Iron Savage, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. All right. Well.
So what do you think? What do you like? I mean, we think that's going to be a good thing because we want them to stay on WBD or whatever. And obviously, we've been every fucking AEW wrestling fan ever since Max got changed to Max and merged with Discovery, WBD, or whatever the fuck, have been calling for AEW to be on this service. So I don't see how anybody could think it's a bad thing, but I do think it's a little weird that the initial deal was 5 years and this one's only 3.
I don't.
Do you think that's a Tony Khan play because he wants more money when it gets renewed again? Because I'm WBD. I'm not. It's kind of like NFL where the Cowboys decided to pay Dak Prescott super fucking late, and 5 other quarterbacks got signed, and the market kept going up and up and up. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're just playing the waiting game. And then you ended up making him the highest paid anyway. If you would have signed him before the other 4 fucking quarterbacks got signed, you could have saved yourself a lot of fucking money. So you think that's the same situation? Like,
yeah, I don't think it's weird for them to make it a lower amount because Tony Khan is going to say, well, if we get a lot more eyes than we used to, then the value is going to go up, and then I might want a new deal.
Correct.
And from the WBD side, they're going to say, well, if this isn't getting as much attention on Max, or if the ratings keep dropping or whatever, then we're going to want to negotiate lower. It makes sense for both of them to not make it a super long-term thing.
But who is the 4th year option for? Is that the network's call to be like, hey, no, we're going to keep it another year before we start negotiating, or is it TK's call to be like, hey, I'm exercising my 4th year thing?
Both probably have an opt-out clause on year 4 for either reason.
Well, I think it's
So
not even an opt-out clause. It's more of it's an option to opt in for another year. So it's got to be the network. It's got to be the network, I would think. Because let's say AEW is doing really good, but you're not ready to. You want to make sure, right? So you give them another 170 million or whatever the number lands on for the per year, and then you get another year before you know that the next year coming up you're going to have to hike that fucking price up. So it kind of saves your ass. But if the numbers plummet, like you said, they can be like, nah, let's go ahead and cut this and then renegotiate to a lower number because I'm not giving you 170 for a year for the next. You get what I'm saying? Especially if the cable trend. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Usually it's not both. Usually one has the option. So I don't know who the option is going to. It could be both. It could be either one. I agree, but it can't be both. I don't think.
The reason I say it might be both is because the exclusivity period technically ended, which means at some point Tony was talking to other places.
Correct. And he's also, the rumor is about the Shockwave thing that came out, that he's still shopping an out. Yes. So he's still shopping. He has the ability to still shop out other shows that are not involved in this package to other networks, which has been rumored to be FS1 AEW Shockwave.
So they don't have exclusivity to all AEW properties, which is interesting because that means he can just make up new shows as much as he wants and put them on other shows.
The rumor is that they're going to get rid of Rampage and then WBD is only going to keep Collision and Dynamite. And that's why Shockwave is being invented.
Right. So we'll see. But that is interesting that they're paying them that much for one less show.
Did you see my tweet about that? That I said I'd rather you keep Rampage and make it an all-women's show? Because you could, especially if you're going to bring in, like we've already heard Tony Khan say it in a scrum, that he wants to bring in women's tag titles and possibly intergender titles. So if you're going to do that and it's on the come up for real, if you have an all-women's title, and I'm not saying the women only have to be there. I'm just saying it's an all-women's show. If that makes sense.
It doesn't.
Okay, well, I'm saying that you can still have your 1 or 2 women's matches on the other shows, but Rampage is strictly women.
Right. No.
Yeah. I'm not saying relegate them all to this one island or whatever, and this is the only way you can see them. No, I'm not saying that.
But I think that would be the complaint though, is you'd have people that are like, oh, there's not enough women's matches on the other shit anymore, and the people would be like, well, go watch Rampage if you want to see women's wrestling, and they're like, why should I have to go? And
that's a legitimate That's a legitimate thing though. Go watch it then if you want to watch it.
It's legitimate on both sides.
Yes, but if you're still keeping the 1 to 2 women's matches on the other shows, then what are we doing here?
The other problem with that is too that if the ratings start dropping on that, then everybody's going to be like.
But you and I both know they're going to drop lower than what they are for Rampage. Come on, man! It's in the graveyard shift. Who gives a shit what the ratings are for that one? It's still going to be higher than anything else that TNT puts up there.
I don't know. Either way, though, the deal's looking.
No fucking by waiting up till fucking Friday night at 11 p.m. to watch fucking Big Bang Theory.
I think some people are some real fucking losers.
I like Big Bang Theory actually, but I wouldn't stay up till 11. I know you don't, but I would not stay up till 11 p.m. to fucking watch it. That's so dumb. Like, there's nothing that they could put in its place because it's a live thing as well. Live, you get what I'm saying? Like, it happens once, and then that's never going to happen again, is what I should say. Whereas other stuff that you put there, like if it's a movie or a TV show, you can watch that a million times. You're never going to be able to watch this again.
Let's say archive it on Max.
Which is fine. That's fine too, because Max would still be getting the subscribers, so it doesn't matter. Why would they care?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be fucking perfect, especially if you're going to have 2 singles titles and tag titles coming in. Do that. Or flip it and have Rampage be all women except for one man match. Just reverse it. Because you're saying, hey, why are they only having 1 or 2 women's? They're going to say that anyway, because that's not changing. We've already established this, that TK is not going to deviate from that. He's not going over 3 women's matches on a show. So might as well just have its own show too. And then also, in addition to that, have 1 to 2 women's matches, and then when you get to the pay-per-view, you have 3 or possibly even 4, depending on how good your storylines are progressing and your title feuds and shit are. You could have 2 on the pre-show and 2 on the main show, or 1 on the pre-show and 3 on the main show, etc. Shit like that.
Well,
I just think I think it's more beneficial to keep the show than to get rid of it altogether.
Yeah.
Especially because it's already in a nice time slot. Like, it's not like, oh, it's not a time slot or a day where it's like, oh, I need ratings in this time slot. You don't. It's going to be higher than whatever the fuck's there anyway. because it's
And
in a graveyard shift time slot.
and they're already recording it while they're doing another show anyway. So if you're booking the arenas for the same amount of time, like
Well,
it's
that's
not
what I'm
like it's
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that's going to be weird going forward is if Shockwave does come into fruition, and depending on what the hell it is, if it's another wrestling show, where the fuck are you recording this at? Because you already got Ring of Honor being taped with one of them, and then Rampage being taped with the other or whatever. I assume Rampage with.
They've always got Daly's Place. They could do a show.
I
that's
think they should just
literally
have Ring of
Daly's
Honor
Place.
in Daly's Place, like NXT does for fucking Full Sail. And then when you have your pay-per-views, go off to other venues and arenas. That's what they should do with Ring of Honor, I think.
They could do that with Shockwave too, though.
Yeah, they could, but
Give it
but
like a distinct feel.
but you could also do with Ring of Honor like you just did with Collision too, where they went to Texas and had like
just, like, have a
5 shows in a row.
residency
Yeah,
there? Yeah.
but do that for 5 weeks and then do it somewhere else, and then do it somewhere else, and then do it somewhere else. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Save you a shit ton of money too.
I think there's only certain markets that works in though.
That's fine.
Like-
Hit those markets.
Some people are gonna go to 4 or 5 shows every fucking weekend, but a lot of people ain't. They'll do 1 or 2 at most. I'll do the first one and the last one.
I'd hit those shows. Yeah, the first and the last one are probably the smartest as far as if you're
Seeing
wanting to see something. Yeah, because they're going to try to rope you in with the first one, and the last one will be the quote unquote payoff before we go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then you just have the pay-per-views go be off in other venues, like the cities where you can do 1 show, but you can't have 5 shows in a row because it's already booked with other shit. That's the issue, is finding venues that you can book 5 weeks in a row on the same day without anything else already being booked. Why I think the Texas, like, okay, so to your point, just do the Texas thing, and then if you can't find somewhere else, guess what you do have in your back pocket? Daly's Place, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I would do that with Ring of Honor.
I think it makes sense.
It makes sense money wise, and if you want to keep creating content, and we all know that's really what he was all about with the AEW Dark and AEW. What was the other one called?
Dark Elevation.
Dark Elevation, yeah, Elevation. I wasn't even thinking about Dark Elevation. I was just trying to come up with the other word. So Dark Elevation and Dark, he was trying to. We already knew what he was doing. He was trying to create as much content as he could, so that when he could spin off to a fucking streaming service and be like, "Hey, man, look at this library I have," and bring it over. So, I mean, if you're gonna do that with Shockwave,
a whole Ring of Honor library too.
the issue is, when he goes to another station, like if he goes to FS1, does he put in the contract that, hey, after so many weeks, this is going to be available on Max, even though FS1 and Max don't have a deal? Because that'd be a nice. Yeah, that's depending on what Shockwave is. Let's say it's a integral part of storylines. Wouldn't that be weird to be left out of the Max
Universe
library for the AEW part? Yes, that's going to have to be a part of it, I think.
Probably.
I mean, that's what WWE does with Peacock. You've got SmackDown and Raw on there weeks later, but they're 2 different stations. Well, they're not on 2 stations right now, but they were on Fox and USA, and they're both on USA for the foreseeable future. And then Netflix happens, and then I have no idea what the fuck happens. Does Peacock and Netflix get it?
Here's a question: have you ever heard of anyone keeping up with that show that way, though? Like, do you know anyone who watches the uploaded a month later shit to keep up with wrestling?
No, but it would be beneficial for your theory on what they should do with storylines where you watch all the shit. So you would need those things to be in there, or you might miss a big chunk of it.
They started doing that on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. We brought it up on the show before. They stole your idea.
I know. It's fine.
But it's all good because that's what you wanted. Like, that's what I mean, I'm not going to complain about something I wanted to see. Like, yeah, oh, you stole my idea. They steal my ideas all the time, especially Tony Khan. So
you know who they should. So I it's not that I hate the way they do it now or anything like that, but there's a lot of like video essay YouTube creators. Not in wrestling specifically. There's been a couple like a Sniper Wolf or whatever, but guys like FD Signifier that will do cultural type video essays on stuff. They're like 2-3 hour pieces, and I think you take some of the production concepts from that where you have somebody narrating it and like telling it as a story, putting the clips in. Like, there's a format to do it in that I think might even work better than just saying, here's a list of all the shit in order with like little backstage clips of people talking and stuff. Like, if you present it as a documentary about the thing, I think it almost works better, because that's what like a lot of people liked about the MJF Punk video that came out.
Yeah.
That I always forget who did it, but it was done like a documentary format almost.
That's cool. That's a cool way to go. The other cool ways to go, instead of just going video clip, is having people that were involved in the storyline look back on it at the same time, because it's already happened. And WWE does these things where they do watch old matches back with the two guys that were in the match or two girls that were in the match. Like, that would be cool too, to kind of talk about that. If the storyline is so far, if the storyline is so far gone that they can sit there and it makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the other thing is what I would think the problem is this is one of the issues I have with AEW, and I don't have very many, but when they do those exclusives, and they're so much better than the promos that were put on the show.
Yeah.
If you're putting that promo that they did backstage for the AEW exclusive and you insert it into that storyline for the fucking YouTube video or the Max video or whatever for that thing, you're going to be like, I don't fucking remember that. That's fucking awesome. You're going to get more hype for a fucking storyline that already happened than when the fucking storyline was happening, because you don't live on the fucking internet 24/7. They need those digital exclusives in the fucking show, dude.
There's nothing more annoying to me than getting on Twitter and seeing like the most fire fucking Daddy Magic promo. And then being like,
he did it a lot.
Why is that not on the show?
He
bro?
did it a lot.
Like 4 of them.
Dolph Ziggler did it a lot in WWE for their exclusives. Like, why are we not putting these on actual TV? They're better than the promos that are on TV.
And I don't need to see a recap of some shit before you have a match on television.
Not everybody needs a live mic. That's all I'm gonna say. Not everybody needs a live mic. Mercedes Moné's fucking promos and Miro's promos that are pre-recorded, way infinitely better than when they have a live mic. Infinitely. So not everybody needs a fucking live mic, dude.
Yeah.
Easier to produce that too, by the way. Because you can reshoot it, and you'd be like, hey, I need you to get in this kind of mode. I need you to say this tech. Oh, this line sounds cool. You like collaborate better. It would make it feel so much better. Like, that's one of the things I love about ECW. If you go back and watch old ECW, those Taz or Raven fucking promos that were pre-recorded in random ass New York places or Philly places, the playgrounds and the alleys and shit.
Fucking alley. Yeah.
They're so fucking good. They're so good. Do that. The difference is they put that on their actual TV show, and you're not doing that. And you're just assuming that everybody gets all their fucking wrestling content and quote unquote wrestling is their whole lives, and don't and fucking are gonna see everything that you produce and put out there. And that's not always the case. Even I don't even get to see everything.
Shayna messaged me about that, dude.
Oh yeah, I sent her the whole thing. It was hilarious. I said, hey man, start at about 40 minutes, and then Ryan notices it before me because I was on a delay. And first thing she says to me is all caps, Kerwin or Curvin? And I was like, yeah, we said the same shit. I was like, yeah, that's a real name. Anyway.
She messaged me with like a fucking Snapchat filter or some shit on that gave her like a beard and long hair. It was like, this you? And I was like, no, I trimmed my shit. And she's like, no, I just saw you. I was like, oh, well, you can see me this week, and I'll show you I trimmed it. And she's like, oh, yeah. And then she said something about curving. I don't remember, but I was like, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think it's a great idea overall to have this new deal. Obviously, I'm pulling for this deal. I'm hoping we get an official statement and all the details or whatever soon enough. But there are little things here that I do believe that AEW could do to benefit their product and make it better. I just don't think there's as many glaring holes as there is with WWE. Those were why I prefer AEW over WWE in the first place. Now, the main top two things that I have is we already know that I think women should be featured more in bigger storylines. Not necessarily just throw matches out there so you could say you had women's matches. Just put more time and effort into the stories, which I believe we have been getting the last few months, by the way.
Bro, speaking of that Diva Aminata match,
Queen Aminata, bro, dude, I was going to fucking open up my Monster Awards note, but I didn't want to give it away to you already because I know you have access to it, and I was going to put Queen Aminata as most improved already, and we're not even we got 3 months left.
That was a stiff fucking match, dude.
Queen Aminata is Queen Amidala is probably going to be my most improved women's wrestler of this year. I'm not even like, I don't even know how it's even close with anybody else at this point. But anyway, yeah, I agree. So like that was not for a title. That's literally a storyline that they've had on TV that is not a championship match. That's what I want to see. I love that. I commend Tony Khan and whoever backstage for that because that's what people want. And it was compelling and it was a good match. All right. So, and it's not in a vacuum. It's leading to Serena versus Britt now instead of it just being, hey, now both women just go away until we find something else for you to do. It's leading into something else. So that's another thing. So yeah, women being featured more prevalently. Ticket sales going down a little bit. I'm not saying you have to fucking, have a 80% off sale or anything, but you need to go back down to 2021 ticket sales or ticket prices or something. You got to get people back in the seats. Okay, one of the things that made your shit look so good on TV is the noise, because you have a very vocal crowd and how packed it was. You still got plenty of noise compared to most WWE events, but it's way closer than it should be because the WWE events are selling out and yours are not. All right, WWE, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. WWE is hot right now. It's not because of the product in the ring. It's just because that's where everybody's going and they're interested in whatever the fuck they got going on. I'm not interested in it, but people are going.
I mean, I guess the Roman Reigns being back thing is what it is.
Yeah, but they've been pretty fucking on fire since WrestleMania. As far as attendance, attendance selling. They've been breaking everything.
I'm trying to figure out like what storyline they have going or like what's going on that everybody's like.
Oh, I don't know about that either.
Like
they're
so
just going. I don't know. Maybe can somebody tell me ticket prices for WWE versus AEW? Because maybe that's. How are they getting these people in the fucking building? It's insane. Now I do know that their social media presence is amazing, obviously.
Yeah.
But
their marketing for events is really good too.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Fucking AEW not putting. They just started doing it recently again. But remember, I was complaining about them not. They went on this huge tear for like their first 3 years where they were telling you every fucking place they were going to be at for like the next 6 weeks at the bottom of the screen, and then they just stopped doing it.
And Excalibur running out of breath trying to list all of it.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to that?
Yeah, I don't know.
He used to run out of breath for the fucking card updates too. Remember when he did all the cards for the pay-per-view? I don't really see him do that anymore either.
Yeah, maybe he's...
You got 30 seconds to say this. You got 30 seconds to say 14 matches. Get the fuck out. Get it out.
Yeah, they definitely need to be advertising more heavily ahead of time because they had a show close to here that I probably would have gone to if I knew sooner that it was going to be here.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Don't put it on just the internet. That's not the end all be all. Put it on your show.
Yeah,
it's a graphic. Just put it up there
and do it far enough ahead of time that people can plan to go to it. Because like
exactly.
If you tell me 2 weeks before, I'm going to be like, it's a little short notice. You tell me 6 weeks before, I'll plan around it.
Yeah, because you already know where you're going. As soon as you know and it's locked in, you need to let that information fly.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. If it's on TV and it's 8 weeks out, you put it up there, and then you put it up there for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't care, dude. Like, there's little things that they definitely could be doing to benefit the product, because that obviously directly affects your attendance, and then that directly affects how it comes across on TV, and then that directly affects the fans' reactions to the shit and how they receive it, because we've already established in the past that sometimes the fans can make a match a half or a star better than what it actually is just because they're so fucking invested into what's going on. So, like, it all connects. It all connects in some way. So, I'm hyped for it, but there are things that they could do. And I think what's most frustrating is that it's doable right now. Like, you could do it today.
Yeah.
You could do it today. This is not a 6-month project that you have to invest in to do. You could do it right now. So,
and at most you would see the turnaround in whatever time period you start announcing ahead of time. So like if the first batch of them is like 6 weeks notice,
then in 6 weeks you'll see it. Yeah.
Test and see exactly how much it impacts it.
Yeah. Whereas WWE's running out of ideas that they got to put a decibel meter on their fucking corner of their screen because they don't have anything else to do. They're packed. They don't need to do anything else. We're like, we got the money already. We got the people in here. We don't give a shit. You have to find a way to get to that point.
With AEW, maybe there's also the feeling like we don't need to focus so much on that because once we get this fucking TV deal, that's most of the money. That's most of the revenue.
Yeah, that and merch is all they care about. As far as income from, I get that, but still,
I just did a quant class for college, and the final project in it was like using real numbers from the LA Rams versus the Buccaneers and trying to figure out like which one was more profitable based on like all these weird equations for how it would be impacted by what their chances were to win the Super Bowl and like ticket prices, concessions, how much it costs to rent the stadiums, all
I was about
that
to
kind of
say,
shit.
what about cost of living for the people that are there? Are you talking about economic impact on the city or?
No, like it was like which of these would be a better investment type thing.
Oh, okay. So like if you were going to run something there?
If you were going to purchase one of the companies or one of
Got
the
you.
teams.
Okay, got you.
And the funny thing is, like, once you go through all the numbers, none of the other shit even matters. You can completely delete every other calculation except for, and this was based on their real numbers, except for their TV rights deal. And then when that was getting the bigger TV rights deal, because it was so many millions per episode, none of the other shit even mattered.
So was it Tampa?
I don't remember in the finals.
Did
I think it was Tampa.
Did Florida not having state tax have anything to do with it too, though?
So all of that shit was in it, yeah.
Okay.
So
I was about to say Tampa should have won based off of that, honestly.
And it was literally just like, which one would be a better investment of blah blah blah. So and they wanted you had to write out your proofs and all the formulas and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like here's how, because you kind of had to invent some formulas too, because there's no real way to understand how. So the way that the question was formulated was like, they have an X% chance of making it to the Super Bowl, and that impacts attendance. Like, because if your team is doing better, then you get more people coming, blah blah blah. So like I was making up all these formulas for all this shit.
Yeah.
And then the TV rights figure was just so far and away ahead of everything else that it didn't even fucking matter what I did for all the other numbers. It was crazy. So AEW in the same way, it's like we're making a fucking $170 million a year. Who the fuck cares if we make like 100,000 per pop in net at these little fucking arena shows?
Yeah,
like,
but that's the thing is like you might have that attitude out the gate, but when year 3 is coming down to an end, you better fucking it's got to be important at some point, because that next TV rights guarantee from WBD is not, or that next TV rights deal from WBD is not guaranteed.
I think the one thing that you just mentioned that makes it more important than I think is easy to quantify, which is the point that I was getting at with bringing up like quantitative literacy, is it's hard to quantify the improvement on the product that it makes to have a full arena on your television show. So there's no like, you can calculate, okay, here's how much we made in tickets, but that's not really as important as what the perception of success does to a product. So when you have people posting pictures online of full arenas or like packed fucking stadiums or whatever, or when you're able to say like, oh, it's a sellout crowd, sellout crowd, sellout crowd.
What WWE's doing. Yeah,
right.
Because then it feels like it's a place that you have to be at. Yeah, you have to be there. Like it feels like it's something you need to be a part of, and like, hey, when they come to your town, don't miss it, because this could be you. It's fucking insane in here. It's like a damn actual sporting event. It's so fucking packed.
And the thing is, by all objective measures, if somebody is paying $170 million for your fucking product to be on their television show, that is a hot period.
Yeah,
you're in a hot period. But
they also want you to stay hot. They want you to stay hot, and they want you to get hotter, because if they're giving you $170 million for that, imagine what they would give you for if you're posting pictures like WWE is right now when that deal ends. And it's like, oh, we can't fucking lose this. Look at all the people that are fucking investing in this.
Yeah, and the perception is always going to be like, okay, well, if you got half empty arenas or whatever, that you're not as in much of a hot period, even though comparing the TV rights money to ticket money, like it fucking blows out of the water by far.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is weird that way. They're never making like $1 million net on any show except for like.
Well, that's the thing about the internet. The internet. All right, stop barking. I don't know if you can hear that, or they're barking, but that's the thing about the internet. They never take everything into consideration when they try to make a point, because you only have 100 and whatever characters, 140 or whatever the fuck it is. So like people will just say shit just to say shit and just try to bait people into arguing about shit. And then it's like, if you actually looked at every little thing, it's all connected. It's not just about ratings. It's not just about attendance. It's just not about the product that you're putting on TV. WWE's already proven that. I cannot find one non-biased person to fucking sit there that's a wrestling fan and tell me that AEW doesn't have better wrestling than WWE. There's no way. It's not possible.
They no sell and do flips. And
So
shut up.
anyway,
Shut up.
so it's clearly something else that WWE's doing that's connected to the whole thing, because WWE's focused on the other shit that we're saying that AEW should kind of start focusing on, but don't lose what you got on the TV, because the wrestlers have nothing to do with the other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can still have them go out and tear the house down, but you want a house to tear down, yes? So bring them fucking in, dude.
You're talking about a company that like is having a hard time getting fucking Andrade over versus a company that just got Jeff Jarrett over in 2024. Like, so it's not the in-ring stuff. It's not.
It's not even just that. And I'm not saying that Swerve couldn't get that over in WWE. He could, but look at the drastic difference of Swerve in WWE versus AEW. Look at what the fuck they were doing with him in WWE. He had just gotten to the main roster not that long after he was released with Hit Row. Yeah, so with Hit Row. So like that's what he was doing, and he wasn't winning any big matches. He was kind of in the Santos Escobar fucking situation where he had a faction and he get up to a level and then he wouldn't win that match and he'd get dropped right back down. So, and then look at what he's doing now. And if Keith Lee was not having health issues, he'd be another one that would be right there with him. Because I fully believe that if it wasn't for the Hangman thing, which I love and I think is probably going to be feud of the year for me, for the Monster Awards, but if not, we'll see how Danielson and Nigel does. But but the other thing is, I don't give a fuck if it's only one match. He's been talking shit to him every week, so that's the longest feud.
You see Shivani talking shit about him?
Yeah. So
That's good.
but the other thing is like, well, I don't even know what the fuck I was going. I just got completely sidetracked.
You were talking about.
I think Keith Lee would be in the Hangman spot. So like, if Keith Lee had never had any health issues, I think it would be Swerve versus Keith Lee instead of Hangman for that entire. That was the feud that was going to be never ending, and they were always going to hate each other and shit like that. So I really wish that shit didn't work out the way it did with Keith Lee, and hopefully he can still come back or whatever. But yeah, like there's a lot of people that WWE, we say it all the time.
That baby.
We said it before AEW ever existed. That how much they were mismanaging certain people. We said it back in the Damian Sandow days. Like, Damian Sandow should have been world champion. Later on, Claudio should have been world champion. You know, they do it with so many dudes that the mass wrestling fan base can see these guys should be world champion, and they just never do it. And then you get back in the day when Vince was in charge, it was, oh, he's not over. Fucking, he tried to tell us Finn Balor wasn't over when Finn Balor was when he won the Universal Championship. And go back and watch that. You tell me Finn Balor isn't over.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's short, so.
But then he wanted to never have him lose as the Demon. Didn't you just say he wasn't over? Whatever, dude.
He's not over, but the Demon's over.
Oh, okay. And who created the Demon? Not WWE. Fucking dumb, dude. All right, anyway. That's going to do it for the show this week. We'll be back sometime. I don't know if it'll be next week or the week after. I kind of like the every other week thing because more shit we can talk about for those smaller weeks. But depends on what happens.
For all the listeners.
Let's just see what happens at Arthur Ashe, and we'll decide if we do it. Because either I'm going to lump Arthur Ashe in with the 5-year anniversary, or I'm going to do single shows depending on how much shit happens. I got a feeling if Nigel and Danielson happens at Arthur Ashe, I will be having a show on Sunday, just so you know.
I don't see any reason that they would even tease it unless
they
it's happening.
Tease the fuck out of this for.
They're gonna have Nigel come out and
do a count. Yeah. And the final countdown comes on.
Danielson's gonna come out there and just fucking stomp the shit out of him.
I hope not. I really hope. I really hope this ends in a crazy ass thing where Danielson narrowly pulls it out because obviously he's still affected by whatever. But then it still makes Nigel look strong. Then we officially get Nigel as a regular competitor again. And then Nigel can basically be the best in the world after Danielson finally fucking leaves. And then Nigel can fill that role because don't start. Nigel is fucking amazing.
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's also pretty up there in age. I don't know how long he's
That's true. That's true. But I would love to see him in the C2. I would love to see him in the C2. He doesn't have to win the whole thing, but I'd love for him to be like in the final 4. That'd be nice.
The only thing with Nigel is like some of his moves are a little bit contrived.
Yeah, he's the Zack Sabre Jr. He'll be the Zack Sabre Jr. of AEW.
No, I don't mean like technically contrived. I
Oh,
mean, like,
okay.
the setup is like some of the rope shit and like some of the.
You gotta give him some time to get back in it, man. Can't
I'm
get
not
some time to
saying-
get back. He had one match with
I'm not
18
talking about
people.
one match. I'm talking about his whole fucking moveset from all time.
Come on, man.
It's whatever.
So you're telling
hate
me, oh, whatever. You're telling me he wasn't smooth as fuck in his old matches with Danielson, that they're contrived moves.
He's alright.
There's a contrived moveset. Whatever,
He's
dude.
alright.
Oh, it's all right because everybody has stolen his moves since he's fucking retired.
Well, the world has passed you by.
No, that's not what's about to happen. Danielson uses the same moveset he used in Ring of Honor, dude.
But he still does it just as quick, just as.
Give Nigel some time, dude. He had one match with 9 other people in the ring.
And he lost. So what's his problem?
He had to fight 9 different fucking styles and was held in his own. And I love the fact that they made him look so good. It was the smartest move you could have done, honestly. Instead of making him actually go look out like a fucking announcer.
The right person won, so.
All right, and on that note, we're out of here. I'll be talking to you guys sooner rather than later. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week in here and the rest of your week. And I might not be on next week because it's supposed to be another hurricane hitting us actually later next week. So I got to keep that in mind as well. So yay! And it looks like a fucking big one if it does form. But anyway, hopefully everybody stays safe. Deuces.